he focused? His voice, his presence. Discovered this week that he's also a poet. He's written poems his entire life. And some of them published in what he claims are obscure magazines, which have not been read by anybody. Today is his first public presentation of one of his own poems, 3 actually, of your own.
Maybe 5, we'll see.
A bunch of his own poems. Theme of which ties right back to Michael, butterfly wings, and other, even smaller things. Bob Rink.
It has been said that poetry is the clear expression of confusing ideas. The poems that have found their way into my journals over the last 50 years definitely demonstrate my confusion about everything, including the very nature of reality. The poems that I'm about to share with you demonstrate my curiosity about the possibility that there just may be a divine spark within and connecting all things. The first poem is called Bound Together. Butterfly wings and even smaller things, and the farthest faraway star, all touched by the sun, all living as one. For bound together, I am, we are. Some poems are insignificant by themselves. Their significance lies in the circumstances and coincidences surrounding the writing of the poem, such is the case with this next poem. Many years ago, my wife Susan was hosting her book club. I was banished to the basement, to my little cave, and quickly wrote a poem. I looked at it and I thought, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Here it is, the middle of summer. The poem is about winter, and I hate winter. I put the poem down, went upstairs to get some food, and one of Susan's friends was standing in the kitchen, Sarah. I said, Sarah, what was the highlight of your trek through Nepal? She said, Bob, the highlight of my trek through Nepal was the peace I felt, listening to the sound my boots made, walking through fresh snow. My jaw dropped. I was speechless and confused. The title of the poem I had just written was and is called Newly Fallen Snow. The poem could have been dictated by Sarah. Slow steps through crisp, fresh snow catch the ear and help one to know that the sounds of nature are the purest of sounds. With each step, thoughts slow down until the mind attunes to what it knows, the peace and purity of newly fallen snow. Sometimes I play a game called the what if game. What if, for example, what if we choose to incarnate in a body on earth in order to learn lessons? If that is true, I doubt that we could get the job done in just one little lifetime. What if, after many stressful, difficult, exhausting lifetimes, we could choose to experience a period of rest and incarnate as a tree? Ah. This poem is called Resting. Do trees feel and know in a world of their own? Is there an awareness that two evergreens share? Does each branch know each needle as they grow and die together? Do they each sense and rejoice at the presence of sweet air? Does each flake of snow that clings to the leaves welcome the sun and feel joy at rebirth? Do the roots that bring life to the bark and the sap feel secure, in place, and at peace in the earth? Is it possible that being a tree is more than providing a nest? Maybe a tree is a cosmic place to rest. Now we'll skip this one. I don't want you to think my cheese slipped all the way off the cracker, so we'll. I have often pondered the idea that our thoughts are things, like a brick. If you pick up a brick and throw it, it lands. Thud. So it may be with our thoughts. The next poem is about this concept, and you could say it may be about the power of prayer. It is called Thoughtful Flowers. Right and useful thoughts will bring the purest of notes from throats that sing praises to the beauty that is a flower. One thought a day or many by the hour are seeds planted to lovingly tend, creating beauty and thoughts to send to those who suffer, seeking help from above, but receiving peace from those thinking with love. An unwritten rule of poetry states that a poem should be about just one thought, idea, or subject. I know that the only rules in life that are not meant to be broken are the rules of golf. Therefore, this poem is about aliens, hybridization, reincarnation, time travel, a concept stated in one of our great religious texts, and several other things if you read between the lines. It is called Born in the Zoo. Are we created to live in a zoo? You look at me and I'll look at you? Who is God of the children here? To listen, love, and hold us dear. Someone unseen living in the mist? Could it be us before we exist? An experiment? A test? In the image of them? Or as one book says, born again? Born anew in perspective? Or maybe flesh and blood? Are we perpetual babies stuck in proverbial mud, trying to become a real me, a real you, more than an animal living in a zoo? This next poem I stumbled across just the other day. Got a phone call from our Toastmaster, and I was looking at some things, and this old poem written back in 1979. The only reason I included it, it was the first attempt to express the thought that all things may be part of one divine expression of love. The poem is called The Family. Father, son, what have I done to deserve this beautiful feeling? Mother Moon, be full again soon. The power of your circle has me reeling. Brother Clay, I just want to say I'm glad I have you to sit upon. Sister Rose, I do suppose it's your beauty my heart has hit upon. Friend Tree, I know you can see that I believe you can feel. Family of Stone, you are never alone, for the thoughts we share are real. The last poem I wrote just the other night, trying to think of how to tie it all together. You know, and we've learned at Toastmasters that's a good thing when endings tie back to beginnings. Completing a circle, which of course has no beginning or end. The last poem completes the circle of confusing ideas. It is called Connected. Through a pen, ink falls onto pages, forming words confusing to both fools and sages. Words about snow, thoughts, and other things, all mysteriously connected to butterfly wings. Thank you very much.
Good.